The American Revolution, often imagined as a tidy series of battles leading to independence, was in reality a sprawling, chaotic, and deeply human saga of conflict, politics, and courage that spanned over a decade. It began in a world dominated by empires, with Britain wielding unmatched naval power and a global economy that fueled its armies, while the 13 American colonies grew increasingly restless under heavy taxation and tight controls. The seeds of revolution were sown in events like the Stamp Act of 1765 and the Townshend Acts, which angered colonists who argued no taxation without representation. This phrase captured a broader sentiment. Americans wanted a say in the laws that governed them, yet they faced a distant monarchy and parliament that viewed them as subjects rather than partners. Tensions escalated with the Boston Massacre in 1770, where British soldiers fired on unarmed protesters, and the Boston Tea Party in 1773, a dramatic act of defiance where patriots dumped tea into Boston Harbor to protest the Tea Act. Each event intensified mistrust and sharpened the resolve for independence, though many colonists remained ambivalent, fearing the consequences of rebellion. The revolution was as much about ideology as it was about battles. Enlightenment ideas had taken root in the colonies, emphasizing natural rights, liberty, and the social contract. Figures like Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin drew from these ideas to articulate a vision of a nation where government existed to serve the people, not rule them. In 1775, open conflict erupted at Lexington and Concord, marking the beginning of full-scale war. What followed was a mix of stunning victories and devastating defeats. The Continental Army under George Washington struggled with shortages of food, clothing, and ammunition, facing a professional British army that was disciplined and experienced. Despite this, the Americans leveraged unconventional tactics, local knowledge, and sheer resilience to survive. Battles such as Bunker Hill, Saratoga, and Yorktown became turning points, showcasing bravery and strategy while highlighting the unpredictable nature of the war. Allies played a critical role as well. France, motivated by rivalry with Britain and impressed by American resolve, provided crucial military support, supplies, and naval power, tipping the balance in favor of the revolutionaries. The revolution also exposed deep internal divisions. Not all colonists supported independence. Loyalists remained committed to the crown, creating a civil war within the larger conflict. Native American tribes, too, faced difficult choices, often siding with the British in hopes of protecting their lands, which led to further complexity and tragedy. Enslaved African Americans were another group caught in the struggle, with some seeking freedom by fighting for the British, while others joined the Continental Army in the hope of liberty. These overlapping layers of loyalty, survival, and ambition made the revolution not a single narrative, but a tapestry of competing human interests and ideals. Throughout the conflict, the revolutionaries had to navigate challenges beyond the battlefield. Financing the war was a constant struggle. The Continental Congress had no authority to levy taxes, relying instead on loans, contributions, and currency that quickly depreciated, creating economic instability. Communication was slow, intelligence networks were rudimentary, and internal disagreements among leaders often threatened unity. Yet, despite these obstacles, a shared vision of liberty and self-determination motivated ordinary men and women to endure hardship, risk their lives, and support the cause in countless small but crucial ways, from hiding supplies to gathering intelligence. The cultural and social impact of the revolution was profound. It redefined concepts of citizenship, governance, and rights, inspiring future movements not only in America but around the world. The Declaration of Independence, adopted on July 4, 1776, became a symbol of revolutionary ideals, articulating the belief that all people are created equal and endowed with unalienable rights. While these principles were aspirational and unevenly applied, women, enslaved people, and Native Americans were largely excluded. The document set a precedent for future struggles for justice and equality. Local communities also experienced transformation. Wartime pressures forced innovations in leadership, logistics, and civic organization, laying the groundwork for American political and social institutions that would endure long after the war ended.